Block the pawn. It's a tenando. We don't need to do bullet blitzy type stuff. Let's just capture the pawn. Ooh, the one of them. Bring the bishop here. Looking for the fried, I think. Or they could go this way, but the knight can take. We're attacking the pawn, but we don't want to deal with any fancy gambits. Let's try and get king safety, but this pawn is going to push. So I'm actually just going to push this pawn. Try and make some space to get castled. Knight's going to get bobberated by this pawn, but let's see if we can get king safety. Let's get the knight up. It's castle. It's like they're attempting to win tempo by not actually taking the pawn, which is good because they've got castle, they've developed the rook. That's usually what happens when you mess about with taking the pawns with the gambits. You lose tempo in developing your pieces. I think they've done the right thing there, maybe, but now they've let us get the pawn again. So they want us developing their pieces for them, and then the knight's here. But we've got most of our pieces developed. They've now gone and blocked the bishop from coming to attack. So we may as well take this pawn off the board now then. We've only got one piece to bring in, which is the bishop, which we like, but I think the knight's going to drop in here. So I'm going to actually attack the knight and look for the queen exchange. This pawn's got no protection on it at the moment, so something to think about. I want to get this bishop off the bat, but it does double the pawns. Not too fussed about that really. The look of this game, I think, shall we try and keep it? I don't really want to because it's going to come here. Anything else? Time. Push this pawn. Just to stop the knight from jumping here. And we still may go and attack their bishop. Alright, so let's push this pawn as well then, so that this bishop's not got it. And I think we're going to jump in now. Double the pawns. Here. Okay, so they have captured. We're +1, but it is a doubled pawn situation. We know this right from the get-go. We knew we were going to get double pawns, so we're comfortable with that in this end game. Ownership of the file is key. They're currently owning. You would probably expect them to do the simple thing, as we've mentioned before, of doubling the rooks on this open file. At the moment, the powerful pawn is stopping activity going on here, but this dark square bishop can sit here and stop this type of activity. It's not doing any of that at the minute. It gives us the opportunity to attack. The bishop hasn't come here to stop the rook from coming to this square. But it still can if they start dancing around, and if we have to do this, we won't get doubled because the bishop will be there forever and a day. But we do have a dark square bishop that could challenge it. I think they will take. They've not taken, so it allows us to bring the rook here and get doubled. But like we said, they can bring their bishop here, but we can attack it. I'm going to bring the rook here, elevate it up. Yeah, the bishop has gone to the square, so I'm going to attack it. I think that means our rook will disappear and they will own the file, but we'll attack it anyway. What I mean is they're probably just going to attack the rook. Not gone there, so he's defending with the knight, so the knight will be attacking, but the knight's no longer got that. So we can bring the rook here, and we are looking like owning the file now with the rooks, which is a key basic thing for chess. But as we've mentioned before, if you stray too far away from the basics, maybe you get a bit in trouble. So are we looking to try and go for the cheapie, which is coming across here, and getting the rook, hitting the back rank? It is an attempt. What's the knight doing? Could go and attack their knight, but it could bring their rook across. We probably take then. Okay, so we could attack the knight. Doesn't have to take those where we're sending the knight to. It doesn't look like it's anywhere good. Jump in here or jump in here. Probably jump in to attack the pawn. He is doing as well. So our knight is the only one that's defending this pawn. So we'd have to lean on their knight with the rook to say, well, but then he can just push his pawn and support, and the knight's still constantly there. We could hit the knight now with this pawn. It does en passant, and we can't actually take that because the knight is there. Ooh. Time to move the king. This is where they'll bring the rook. I'm going to move the king. We're waiting for them to challenge our rook. I think they've got time to do that, haven't they? The challenge, if we move our knight, then his knight's going to take the pawn with a check. It's not done that, so we can move the king here a little bit. Got to be mindful these pawns can come shooting down. So he's kind of stopping the knight from jumping into this square. Powerful pawn. Alright, so if we hit the rook knight now, his rook can just come and defend. If we hit the knight here, not defending it, we have to scrabble our knight around the back to get the rook activated, if anything. Oh no, there's going to be some sort of fork thing going on. Come here, he just jumps back again. He's attacking a pawn. Yeah, so if we pushed on, do this, if he does on pawn song this time, we can take. Okay, let's go for blocking down. Or should we hit it? Takes, the knight takes. Oh no, his knight can come and attack our rook. So say if we push the pawn, knight attacks the rook. Attack the knight, he goes back again. I'm going to hit the pawn rather than push past. So the knight comes, we come here, we're attacking the knight. Assuming where then we can take the pawn. If they take, then we get their rook for free. That's not going to happen, but I'm seeing some type of picture like that. But as we know in these games, the opponents don't do what we say they're going to do. Probably got a fork that I have not seen. Knight, or rook activity that I'm not aware of. Or pawn maneuvers that I'm not aware of. Going for rook moves. Our rook doesn't have any protection on, so we're falling into the same realms as what we were talking about. And plus he's defending his knight as well. If we did come here, they're going to do still looking for this knight fork thing, something somewhere. Our knight's going to have no protection, so he's probably going to say to himself, I can move anywhere because I'm going to get his knight anyway. He might even just dance in front of the rook. It's taking, so let's get rid of the knight. Pawn's got no protection. Looks like it's all falling down a little bit. Rook in the centre of the board. No support. Pawn's got no support. Knight's not really active. It's looking to attack the knight and the rook, so the knight's probably going to take. We might get a 2-on-1 then on this pawn. Yeah, so we can still do that. The king looks safe. He can come down for the pawns or something. We've got the 2-on-1 that we mentioned. He's come down. Is he looking for back ranky stuff himself? Looking for this pawn. Which one? Take here and try and go for this. But then he's got this pawn. We go here. Then we're still protecting this pawn. Comes round the back for this one. We're kind of just babysitting the pawns, and he's going to then bring this rook around. Oh, they resigned. Oh, I was building up a big story of back rank type checks on, but no need. Nice one. Turn it and do. Develop the knight. Take the pawn. Back the queen. Develop the bishop. X-ray through to the king. Castle. Okay, let's push in the center. Get the dark square bishop attacking, baiting a pawn. taking the bishop back. And attack the bishop. I'm going to take with this pawn this time and target this pawn. I know it's defended by the knight, but the knight's not going to want to stay there forever. Defended by the queen as well, but the queen is not going to want to do that. So now it's not defended currently, but I think they will go on castle. Can't move the knight just yet because the queen is there, so we want to do this. Trying to make space towards here. And let's go with the queen. But the rook is going to be defending because they'll castle. They've not castled, they're attacking our king. Let's move the king out of the way. I don't think. Let's take here. Take. They're moving a little bit frantic for me now. This pawn's got no protection at the minute. And if we take, still going to get this pawn. Go for the basics of doubling the rooks. May mean they bring that back. Nope. We'll go for the rook. Take. What's the tail of the tape? It's only +1 at this moment in time, so nothing to write home about. They are looking for a back rank thing. They're looking for this pawn to be hitting our knight. So we have to be very careful with our next move, which is just keeping it nice and simple. In fact, what I don't want to do is give them pawns, because even if we push this pawn up, he comes down, puts the check. Oh no, he's not, because the knight is there. So he's going to go, we push, going to hit the knight. Then the knight is going to be moving somewhere. So same moves here. Rook comes down, puts the check on. Move the king up. Can't come for this one because the knight is there. So he can come for this one. So we can push. And then he can come for this one, and we can push, but then he's going to have that pawn there. So it doesn't really work out, does it? Time-wise. I think I'm just going to have to bring the rook back. Don't think tempo-wise that works for us. We end up losing the pawns as far as... Oh, lucky, lucky, lucky. He's attacking us, giving us things to think about. Let's go here, trying to prevent us from getting our king safe. Even go here, I think. So we have pawn majority on this side with that +1 is doubled. Preventing the activity of the doubled pawn. So let's see if we can extend. I don't think they'll be taking, because they'll want us to triple the pawns. Make it even worse for us. Yeah, exactly. He's hit the knight now, so we can move the knight. Got that lovely fork there. So if we jumped here, if they forgot themselves. Thing is, we haven't given our knight an out, so that was a little bit special. They're moving so quick. Let's go and attack the... I want to see if I can get this pawn off. Let's attack the rook. And what's he doing? Push this. Fork on the knight. Make some space towards the king. Not that the knight and the rook can do anything. Okay, so they're getting very busy and frantic looking now. There's no forks, is there? No, let's attack this pawn. Defending, let's hit the knight. King does have safe space here. Ooh, lost his rook. Oh no, he hasn't. Oh, damn. This is why they're moving so fast. Let's take Rooks going to come down and attack us. Let's go here. Gonna just keep putting checks on me, isn't it? I'm probably safer coming back down and getting into a little shell with the pawns. Pawns protecting. Push. Yeah, crazy 3 minutes there. Suddenly got magical. Let's go here. Push. Looks like we've got space to get the pawn and the king up. Go here. Coming for... Oh, well, that's interesting. It looks like we can go like this. Not sure what that was. It's just peeling off stuff. But do you know what I can do? This is going to annoy them. Okay, very Scrappylicious game that was.